Distraught, depressed, disappointed. Those are all the emotions I'm feeling now that we know that Kobe's not a love interest at the moment, and of course that's to be with Enzo. But Enzo was cute last chapter. We're giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance. My heart belonged to Kobe, and I'm a little salty we could customize him and had a whole moment with him, acting like he was a love interest, and he's not. It's just Enzo, unless it surprises us at the end. But I've read some comments who pretty much state it's just Enzo. But I'm excited to know if they get caught because we only have 2 chapters left, including this one, and it's getting very close, and they're getting a little ballsy. So will they get caught? I hope so. Especially because I want to see what dear old daddy thinks of the whole situation, since he would be so upset about Enzo dating his daughter. Even though Enzo, I mean, underneath the hot and cold, he seems like a kind of good person. Well, I mean, as good as he really can be, but he cares for our character, clearly. So we're going to give him a chance, and we're going to see if there's a little happy ending to this. But I hope you guys are excited. Please go follow the amazing author. I'll try to link their social media in my description box down below. If you enjoy this video, please consider giving it a like, as it helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's start the drama. Okay, so it ended off last time we were in the tunnel of love, and Enzo was asking a question. Will you be my girlfriend? Sis was sitting there in the tunnel of love, like, she thought she was gonna get proposed to this Mr. Mafia that she barely even really knows. We don't know anything about his past. We don't know anything. I think she was seriously thinking he was gonna pop that ring out, but it was just a girlfriend question, so it's a little more chill. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so she officially accepted to be his girlfriend. They're having a little smooch in the tunnel of love. It's positive. It's very positive. We are still smooching. And everywhere in this house, how is there no cameras on us? Y'all is gonna get caught. Y'all are gonna get caught. It's not gonna be cute. And she's at his place again. Also, why does it keep showing that like basement room when we bought the pretty room? Interesting. Dang, they just don't stop. See, but this was not my room. Unless this is like a hidden room? I don't know. We spent the next few weeks inseparable, sneaking in makeout sessions as much as we could, wherever we could. We'll have a job to do, so unfortunately, I have to go. Can't you just stay with me instead, please? Oh, you know I wish I could, but your father needs me on this job. Okay, but please be careful. Always, baby girl. Oh, she's like, okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should read some of the files to pass the time. Read the files? That's her idea of the pastime? Girl, she is so interesting because she acts so shook at the mafia business, but now she's gonna go read some files. I don't think dear old daddy wants you to be reading these files. These seem more like secrets. Well, actually, she's just going at it right now. It's just, she's getting knowledge. I spent a few hours reading through all of the files of my father's dodgy deals. She goes sit there and cry. I dropped to my knees. How could Enzo do all of that? I knew my father did bad things, but I never imagined half of what I've just read. Oh! He's walking in with blood on his chest. Kiana, what's wrong? This is getting juicy. Stay away from me. Kiana, what's wrong? Don't come anywhere near me. Anything that you've read in there, I can explain. You're joking, right? All those innocent people, they aren't as innocent as you think. I don't know you at all. You are a monster. Kiana, you don't understand. I didn't have a choice. How should I respond? We all have a choice. Pause. Miss Kiana. We're gonna do all this again. We're gonna do all this again. You moved in with your father, knowing he was Mr. Mafia. You literally seen him end people's lives in front of you. She literally saw him pop someone. Then she gets kidnapped and a whole little war going on. Sees people alive getting into there. And then She reads some files. You're a monster. You're a monster. Enzo, how could you? Girl, stop. Literally stop. You are embarrassing. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from how corny you're acting. Reading files of what? First off, I know I'm getting into this, y'all. It's just like, girl, we already did this move like chapters ago. You started dating like a mafia man after you got kidnapped, saw all this stuff, and now you're gonna act like these innocent people. They aren't innocent. Do I agree with the business and what they're doing with each other and that? Hell no. But Kiana, this is so extra. This is too much. This is why I wish we could have just picked Kobe. So her fake innocent she pretends to have could have at least been with Kobe, and she could have got away from this lifestyle because she clearly can't handle it. I guess we all have a choice. You made the choice to do these things, just like you made the choice to move in. You're just lucky you've never been in a position where you really didn't have a choice. You're right. You don't know me at all. How should I respond? Well, tell me who you really are. I'm not proud of what I have done, but I promise you that if I had a choice, I wouldn't have done any of it. My upbringing was very different from yours, and sometimes we have to do things we don't agree with just to survive. Well, let me in, explain so I understand. Because right now, I can't even look at you, and I don't know what all this means for us. Us? Yes, Enzo. I don't know if there can be an us anymore. Please just let me explain. You're the one thing in my life that I care about. I have no one else. Everything has changed. It doesn't look like it. Where were you tonight and whose blood is that? I know this doesn't look good, but please just hear me out. It's time for me to finally open up to someone, and I want that to be you. Years ago, when I was just 14, my father worked for your father. My father went on a very important top secret job for Zayn, and well, it didn't go to plan. And Zayn ended up losing a very rich investor and a lot of money. Oh. He blamed my father, and Zayn said my father would have to work for him as his right-hand man until the debt was paid. My father tried to decline as he knew what that would mean and what he would have to do, but Zayn had made up his mind. Okay, the childhood home. My mother was devastated. She knew what this meant for our family and that my father really had no other choice. Me and my sister and my mother's life was threatened if my father didn't do what Zayn said. Well, why didn't he get in his business in the first place? Like, what? We didn't see much of my father after that. He was taking on as many jobs as he could to keep us safe and pay the debt off as quick as possible. About after 2 years of him working for Zayn, a man came to our door and told us my father had been killed on a job. We were completely lost, and my mother didn't know how she was going to pay the bills and feed me and my sister. I was so angry at my father. I hated him for doing this to my mother and my sister. I blamed him for a long time. My anger just grew and grew. I locked myself away from the world and just became someone I didn't recognize. I didn't even attend my father's funeral, which now is one of my biggest regrets. Oh, I came home one day to armed men in my home. I was 18. These men were here to take whatever they could to try and raise the money my father still owed, but we had nothing of value. I told them I wanted to speak to Zayn myself, so they took me to him. I explained to Zayn that I would take over my father's work if he left my family alone. It took a lot of convincing because he didn't think I had it in me. But I think he saw the passion I had on how much I loved my family and wanted to keep them safe. I think he saw me as a project. I was young and he could turn me into whatever he wanted. It excited him that he could use me as he pleased and train me as he wanted. Not long after I started working for your father, my mother got very sick and went to a very dark place. She died, and I will always say she died of a broken heart. I think losing my mother and my childhood home really sent me over the edge. I became numb to it all. I lost a young, innocent boy that I used to be. I think that me becoming this almost robot with no feelings made your father even more excited for what he could do with me. He took me on and acted like he was a father figure to me and became the only family I knew. My sister went and lived with my grandmother, and I haven't seen her since. Oh, it's literally what should I do? Wait for him to speak. I know it's a lot to take in, but it's out there now. I am so sorry, Enzo. I didn't realize you had been through all of that. I am so angry with my father. How could he do this to you? He's the real monster. I am disgusted by him and feel embarrassed to be his daughter, to be his blood. He can't take the blame for it all. I've still done all these horrible things, and I'm so sorry for that. I want to be better for you. Enzo, you did what you felt you had to do for your family and your sister, and I respect you so much for that. You truly love them and have made the biggest sacrifice, and you just got lost along the way, but I don't blame you. Where does this leave us now, though? How should I respond? I want to still be with you? Really? Because you knew this from the start, sis. Don't act like you're brand new. Yes, Enzo, I am so touched by your story, and I don't want to punish you for something that wasn't your fault. Girl, what if I speak to my father? Maybe I could convince him to free you now. I don't think that's a good idea. He would kill me if he knew I told you all that. What does this mean for now, then? If you're still willing to continue with this, I promise I'll try my best to think of a solution. I want to make us work, and I know I do bad things and that you don't want me to, and I want to change that. I just don't know how yet. I'm willing to keep going how we have been for now. I can't deny the feelings I have for you, and as long as we both keep fighting, I will stand by your side. You really don't know how much that means to me. Now come here, you. Oh no, and they was caught on camera. Candid camera, snap, snap. A few months later, me and Enzo are still sneaking around, meeting up as much as possible. I wonder what Enzo wants to tell me tonight. He said he has something special planned or something big he wants to say. Now, I do feel bad because I don't think privacy should be invaded like that. How they're being watched on camera and caught and observed. Shouldn't have to do that. They want to keep this private. They should be able to keep this private. People's private lives are private. But this is just messy because all that stuff. And I was about to go on a long rant about Kiana and this whole backstory that magically came up with, but I'm going to save it because there's no point in ranting. Nothing's going to change. So I want to look my best to really make a big impression on Enzo. Ooh, what's the top one? Okay, so we got a little look on that. Oh, wait, lace top. Oh, it's an outfit. I thought it was, by the way, it was given us shards. I thought it was free. I was mistaken. Okay, what's the free option? Because the free outfits are real cute in this game. If it wasn't I actually like that look. If it wasn't, I don't know what we're doing. You look very smart and handsome. You like this? Yeah, it suits you. So where are we going tonight? I will say they killed it with the free outfits in this game. You will have to wait and see, but I think you'll like it. Follow me. Wow, it's beautiful up here. You can see the whole city. This is my favorite place in the world, and I feel like I'm ready to add you to it. I feel honored that you would bring me here. Why is it your favorite place? It's quiet. I can look out to the city and see how busy it is, but it's just so silent. I can feel the breeze brush past my skin, and I feel on top of the world. I can come here and just really think and actually hear my thoughts. How should I respond? I love that. It's nice to just get away from everything sometimes, and it's so beautiful up here. It really is. Also, my mother used to bring me and my sister up here. She would say you could hear the wind singing if you just listened hard enough. She would hum a song to us, and my sister would always fall asleep with her head on my mother's lap while she brushed her fingers through her hair. That's sweet. I'm still trying to hear the song of the wind, and I haven't heard it yet, but I will. I like to speak to my mother from up here. It sounds silly, but I feel closer to heaven and thinks she might be able to hear me better. That's beautiful, Enzo. So I thought it would be the best place to bring you to tell you. Tell us what? I love you, Kiana. We got the L word. He dropped the L word, y'all. Wow. All right. Say I love him too. Enzo, I love you. You do? Of course I do. I've never felt like this before with anyone in my whole life. When I'm with you, nothing else matters. I feel safe with you. You're safe with me, baby doll. Is she though? Is she though? They gonna be kissing. Oh no, my daughter. Oh, oop, daddy's here.